Chosen One, July 29th, is a very big day. Listen, Chosen One, July 29th is not just another ordinary date on the calendar. It is not merely a Monday turning into Tuesday, or just a rotation of the earth that follows a rhythm. No, this is an appointed day, a divine checkpoint in your spiritual timeline, a spiritual gateway hidden in plain sight. A day written into the blueprint of your destiny before you were even aware of your purpose. Everything that has seemed still, stagnant, or silent will begin to whisper, then rumble, then roar into motion on this very day. The heavens have been watching you, observing how you've endured the silence, how you've stood still while everyone else ran ahead, how you held on when others gave up, how you smiled when you were breaking inside, and how you kept believing when all signs screamed to quit. July 29th is not your reward for staying strong. It is your breakthrough for staying aligned. This is when your hidden obedience becomes your open reward. The universe is stirring, and something is forming in the unseen. It is coming toward you quickly, precisely, and perfectly, because your appointed time has finally touched the physical realm. That's why this video matters so deeply. Stay with me until the very end of this message, and write in the comments your warmest wishes and type 777. That single act aligns your vibration with the universal flow of divine energy, sending a signal that you're ready for everything meant for you to arrive, right on time, without delay. Wishes come true when the heart is clear, the soul is open, and the faith is activated. Now, Chosen One, like this video, subscribe if you haven't subscribed to the channel, and let's begin. You didn't just stumble across this video. You were drawn here by the pull of destiny. It is no coincidence that you're seeing this message right now. Something is about to rise in your life that was long overdue. For months, maybe even years, you have felt like you've been circling the same cycle. You've prayed, fasted, tried to fix things, tried to understand things. You've cried on silent nights and smiled in public while silently pleading for relief. And now, relief is arriving. July 29th is when the cycle breaks. This date has been cloaked in spiritual secrecy until now. It was hidden not to punish you, but to protect the potency of the miracle. If you had known too soon, you might have tried to force the outcome. You might have tried to open the door with your own strength. But this moment, this shift, this release, it's not one you can force. It must find you. And now it has. You have arrived at the coordinates of favor, and favor has no choice but to fall on you. Do you feel that in your spirit? That tremble that's not fear, but awareness? That sensation isn't anxiety. It's the internal signal that something is about to unlock. That's why the air around you has felt different. That's why you've been having strange dreams, spiritual downloads, or moments of overwhelming emotion with no explanation. Your spirit has been getting prepared while your mind has tried to catch up. Let me tell you, July 29th is the kind of day that rewrites seasons, the kind of day that starts as a whisper, but ends as a thunder. It won't look like a movie scene, but it will change the script of your life. One small conversation, one unexpected opportunity, one divine encounter could reroute the trajectory of your life so fast, it'll make the past years of pain feel like a necessary prelude to a glory you couldn't have imagined. Many of you have been in the waiting room for far too long. Spiritually waiting, financially waiting, emotionally waiting, Doors closed, phones silent, prayers seemingly unanswered. But this is your announcement. July 29th is the day your number gets called. You are being summoned into the next version of your life. The version that no longer begs for approval, no longer shrinks to be accepted, and no longer delays its greatness. Everything you went through was not in vain. Every breakdown you endured didn't come to destroy you. It was the dark soil that hid your root system while your stem stretched upward, waiting for the sun to hit. And now the light is shining. This moment is not a rescue mission. It is a revelation. God is not sending help because you're weak. He's revealing favor because you're ready. Ready to manage it. Ready to expand. Ready to reign. July 29th is a moment of unveiling. A day when what was brewing in the dark will finally surface in the light. You've done the hard part, surviving the silence, overcoming the confusion, holding on through the fog. Now is the moment to receive the shift. It will not be subtle. It will not be small. And it will not be stoppable. What God is about to do for you will bypass logic and defies every timeline you've seen others operate in. Some of you have already felt this coming. Your body may feel heavy lately. Your dreams have been intense. The people around you may have started acting strange or distant. That's not rejection. It's spiritual repositioning. Sometimes God removes those who can't go with you before the blessing drops. It's not sabotage. It's sanctification. He clears the stage before revealing the main act. And make no mistake, you are the main act in this moment. You are not forgotten, abandoned, or overlooked. You are being highlighted in heaven and prepared for public revelation. July 29th is not the ending. It is the start of your performance. This is your opening scene. Your curtain is rising. The spotlight is about to find you. You've been asking why you felt so misunderstood, so unseen, so stretched. Here is the truth. God was expanding your capacity. You cannot receive a big blessing with small faith. You cannot carry a heavy anointing with weak shoulders. You cannot walk through wide doors with a narrow mindset. So, He had to widen you, deepen you, prepare you, and now you are prepared. That door you knocked on, it's about to swing open. That opportunity you cried for, it's looking for you. That funding you prayed for, it's being wired into your direction. That love you thought you lost, something better is aligned to appear. That version of yourself that seemed like just a dream, you're about to meet them. Not next year, not in 10 years, now, because July 29th is the spiritual yes that heaven whispers when earth finally catches up with your purpose. So do not doubt the signs. Do not silence your spirit. Do not downplay what you feel. Even if others don't understand it, you understand it. You feel it. That tug in your heart, that inner shout, that divine rhythm pounding beneath your chest. It's your confirmation. July 29th is not coming to play. It's coming to promote. You see, there is a reason everything around you has been pressing so hard in the days leading up to July 29th. The resistance wasn't a punishment. It was pressure meant to refine you, not to crush you. It was the friction that forms diamonds, the heat that purifies gold. What you've been feeling is not failure. It's labor. You're not breaking down. You're birthing. And what's about to come through you will change more than your own life. It will touch generations. There are dates in history that carry destiny. July 29th is one of those days for you. This is not just about money, although financial provision is coming. This is not just about promotion, although elevation is guaranteed. This is about you finally stepping into a version of yourself that is no longer surviving the shadows of doubt, but glowing in the radiance of full awareness. This is about a version of you that no longer asks for permission to shine. For too long, you waited for others to see your light before you gave yourself permission to shine it. But this shift on July 29th, it's internal. The recognition begins within. You will know that you are worthy, that you are chosen, that you are enough. The moment you fully own that, everything external will begin to reflect the internal shift. New doors will open because you're finally walking like someone who deserves them. New people will appear because you're vibrating on the frequency of royalty. New resources will align because your energy will no longer reject abundance. It will receive it like it was always yours. And let me tell you something deeper. Chosen one. Your story, with all its pain and mystery, was never a delay. It was a disguise. You had to be hidden for a while, not because you were unworthy, but because you were too powerful to be exposed too early. God placed you in camouflage to develop you. But on July 29th, your camouflage comes off. This is your unveiling. This is when those who overlooked you will look again. This is when those who forgot you will remember. This is when those who mocked you will watch you rise with grace. They cannot explain and favor, they cannot deny. You won't have to clap back. You won't have to prove anything. Your elevation will speak for itself. Your transformation will be louder than any argument you could ever make. You may not have a physical calendar marked, but your spirit has already circled this date. That's why the attacks increased. That's why things felt harder. That's why confusion tried to creep in. Because darkness can smell when the light is rising. But your light cannot be dimmed, delayed, or destroyed. Not this time. Not anymore. On July 29th, the things you thought were blocking you will turn out to be building you. There's a deeper layer of favor coming into your life, and it comes with the kind of peace you've never fully tasted. Not the kind that requires validation, not the kind that comes from outside applause, but the peace of knowing you are in sync with your divine flow. The peace that says, I no longer chase, I attract. I no longer beg, I command. I no longer shrink, I expand. That is what July 29th marks. It is the end of hiding, the end of settling, the end of just hoping something good happens. It is the arrival of something you didn't even know you were allowed to have. You'll look back on this day and say, that was when I remembered who I was. And it won't just be a memory. It will be a movement. What happens on this date will be a ripple. First subtle, then obvious, then undeniable. It might begin as a feeling, a phone call, a shift in energy, a chance meeting, a dream that finally makes sense, a burden that lifts. But then, the momentum will build, and before you know it, you'll be standing in the exact place you once cried for, and it will feel like home. Let me go deeper with you. There is something on the other side of your obedience that's been waiting to be unlocked. A frequency, a future, a flood, and you're standing in front of it right now. Some will look at this date and say, nothing happened. But those who are sensitive to the spirit will feel everything happening, even before it's seen. July 29th is when the divine transaction takes place. Heaven sends the release, the shift in timing, the blessing in motion, the angelic reinforcement. It begins in the spiritual and translates into the natural. So don't measure it with your eyes. Measure it with your faith. Don't dismiss it just because it didn't arrive like lightning. Understand, God often moves like a seed before He reveals the fruit. July 29th might look quiet, but spiritually, it's roaring. This is your turning point. Your posture matters now. How you carry yourself, how you speak, how you believe, it's all a signal to the universe that you are aligned and ready. July 29th is not a passive date. It is a moment that must be walked into boldly. No more apologizing for your dreams, no more shrinking in rooms, no more delaying your destiny while waiting for people to get comfortable with your light. This is your permission slip. This is your access code. This is your go. And you're not going alone. Divine presence is with you. Angels are assigned to you. The universe is conspiring for you. And all things are being recalibrated to work together on your behalf. Get ready for your phone to ring with unexpected news, for the inbox to buzz with divine instructions, for the door to knock with what you've long waited for. Get ready to receive what you once thought was lost. July 29th is not just a shift. It is a supernatural alignment of who you are, where you're headed, and what you're about to hold in your hands. Do not fear it. Embrace it. This is your time. There is something sacred about arriving at a day that has been ordained for your elevation. You are not walking into July 29th by chance. You are walking into it by calling. It's not a regular day dressed in divine clothing. It is a divine day carrying a royal instruction, and that instruction is clear. Rise. You are not being invited to rise timidly. You are being summoned to rise boldly, to walk in rooms with the awareness that you carry solutions, to make decisions as if the future depends on your faith, because it does, to speak words that don't just encourage others, but activate your own next level. July 29th has arrived as a prophetic door disguised as a calendar day, and only those who feel it will fully enter in. So pause for a moment and breathe. Feel that stirring in your chest? That's destiny breathing back. That's your future reaching for you. That's divine timing knocking louder than it ever has. This moment is not designed to just inspire you. It is designed to launch you. And here's what you must understand with clarity and conviction. No one can stop what has been written for you. No person, no delay, no mistake, no betrayal, not even your own doubts. What's meant for you is moving toward you at the speed of alignment. And today, July 29th, is the alignment. It's not about being ready in the way you think. It's not about having all the money, or all the support, or all the pieces perfectly arranged. No, chosen one, it's about spiritual readiness. The readiness that says, even if I'm scared, I will go. Even if I don't have all the answers, I will move. Even if I feel underqualified, I will say yes. That's the kind of readiness that shifts mountains. That's the kind of faith that makes the impossible bow down. July 29th doesn't require perfection. It requires presence. Be present with what's trying to emerge through you. Be present with the divine signs, the divine interruptions, the divine strategies. You may think you're waiting on the blessing, but the truth is, the blessing has been waiting on you. Waiting for you to trust yourself. Waiting for you to say yes without the full blueprint. Waiting for you to step forward even when the staircase is hidden in the fog. Don't let the silence fool you. Something massive is in motion. This is the shift that will remove you from certain conversations, that will elevate you above former limitations, that will silence every voice that said, "You weren't the one." God is about to use your life as undeniable evidence that delay is not denial. He's about to turn the spotlight on you in such a way that it will be impossible to ignore. You may have been underestimated. You may have been disqualified by others. You may have been laughed at, left behind, or even lied on. But chosen one, you were never disqualified by heaven. Your name is still on the scroll. Your seat at the table is still reserved. Your assignment is still alive. And now the timing has arrived. July 29th is not just your turnaround. It is your public confirmation. You're about to be seen in rooms where your name had only been whispered. You're about to be offered opportunities that once ignored your application. You're about to be favored in places you once feared. But more than that, you're about to recognize yourself again. You will feel it in your bones. I was born for this. You will speak with clarity. This is my moment. You will move with courage. I can handle what's coming. And what's coming will be grand. Not because you're lucky, but because you're aligned. Not because you forced it, but because you flowed into it. The blessings tied to this moment are not small packages. They are overflow. And overflow doesn't ask for permission to pour. It pours when the vessel is positioned. And now, finally, your vessel is positioned. All the battles you fought weren't in vain. All the tears you cried weren't wasted. All the moments you almost gave up were seen and remembered. This is the harvest of your obedience, the result of invisible victories. July 29th will unlock what your prayers have been building in the unseen for months, maybe even years. Don't compare your story to others. Don't look at how it happened for them. Focus on the rhythm of your own unfolding. Your blessing isn't late. It's on cue. Your breakthrough isn't small. It's tailored. Your miracle isn't generic. It's custom-wrapped with your name written in divine ink. What's about to shift will change your energy, your countenance, your conversations. You will no longer talk like someone hoping. You'll talk like someone knowing. The knowing won't come from ego. It will come from encounter. You will have encountered the divine within you, and nothing external will be able to shake that. This is what July 29th is about. An encounter that awakens your memory. A memory that reminds you that you've always been chosen. Chosen to lead. Chosen to build. Chosen to speak. Chosen to reign. And now you're chosen to receive. Receive without guilt. Receive without apology. Receive without resistance. The world needs what's inside you. And July 29th is heaven's way of announcing, now is the time. So stand up in your spirit. Square your shoulders in the unseen. Align your mindset with the miracle.